Hey everyone, this is Robert from Lucky Dragon. This is a short video on how to accurately meta quotes backtest Lucky Dragon and the settings you should use. Now, first thing is you're going to want to check your data. Let's go to Historical Center, and you're going to want to use the 1 minute Great British Pound Canadian dollar, and you should see a value of close to 5 million. If you see a value and a slash and another value, that means your data is clipped, and please watch the extended version of how to do this. It's almost a 25-minute video, but it is worth watching. But the number should look similar to this. If the number is much smaller or has a slash, then you're not going to get a very good long-term backtest. Pick a spread that's accurate for your broker under normal trading conditions. So with me, IC Markets, AxiTrader, TradeView, 2 pips spread is actually a bit higher than what I'm experiencing with those brokers, so that's going to be fine. 1 hour period. Properties, deactivate the dashboard. That's going to make the backtest much faster. Pick your mode. I'm going to go ahead and start with mode 2. Risk, I'm going to leave it at 20%. Max lots, 200 is good for IC Markets. Block trade hour, true. Make sure this is on true, otherwise you're not going to get accurate results. Okay? And push OK. We're going to go ahead and start this thing up. Now, what does block hour do? Block hour is critical for accurate backtesting because spreads go crazy during the 0 hour. They usually 10x. So if your broker has an average spread of 3, it's going to be around 30, 35 pips during the 0 hour. So if you're using fixed spreads, which if you're using meta quotes, you can only use fixed spread, you're not going to get accurate backtest results because you're going to have price spiking around in the 0 hour. It's going to say the spread is 2 pips, which is inaccurate, and obviously it's going to give really good results, but they're totally inaccurate. So our workaround and our solution is blocking Lucky Dragon from closing any trades during the 0 hour. It can't. It is forbidden from closing trades on the 0 hour. That means we're basically bypassing the entire 0 hour. And that is going to skew things against us a little bit because trades do sometimes close on that 0 hour despite the bad spreads. But it's more accurate for us to avoid it altogether. So here we see mode 2 running, fixed spreads, unable to close trades during the 0 hour. And you can see that mode 2 takes losses quite consistently. It's not a system that's going to hold a large amount of floating drawdown. It's going to go ahead and take losses when necessary. And that's very important to distinguish between mode 1 and mode 2. Mode 1 will hold floating drawdown. And if I set default at 20%, it'll hold up to 20% floating drawdown before it takes a loss. The chances of that happening are very low. In the last 15 years, it hasn't happened. With tick backtesting, mode 1, it hasn't had a stop loss, but it's had a drawdown of up to maybe 17.5%, so it's gotten close. So that's something to take into consideration. Mode 2 has stop losses all the time. It's very common for mode 2 to have stop losses because it doesn't hold floating drawdown very long, and it takes losses. So generally speaking, mode 2 makes, I'd say, about twice as much money as mode 1. And it's, in my opinion, excellent for brokers with tight spreads. It's something you want to use. Now, do you want to use it during high volatility? No, you don't. Mode 2, you have running, and then there's some Brexit vote thing happening or something that can move the market 500 pips up or down with a Great British Pound Canadian dollar trading pair. You avoid it. You should avoid it with mode 1 probably too, but definitely with mode 2 you want to avoid it. Otherwise, you're going to have something like this. There's the drawdown. This is probably 15% drawdown right here or something like that. Do you want to go through that? Well, no, you don't. So it's better just to avoid high volatility situations with mode 2 because with a scalper, your risk to reward goes to hell in a handbasket if you're dealing with high volatility. Scalping is meant for low volatility. You don't want to scalp when price could just take off in one direction or the other because the risk to reward ratio will be horrific. So when you're using mode 2, you need to understand how the system works and understand that no, this is not a good time to fly mode 2, or yes, this is a perfect time to fly mode 2. And all those things we discuss on a regular basis on the Telegram channel. So I encourage you to take a look at the Telegram channel and stay kind of up to date with what our recommendations are for mode 1 and mode 2. Now, I'm going to run a quick back test with mode 1. We're going to keep the spreads at 20. Mode 1, you could actually inflate the spreads to like 10, 15 pips, and it probably still won't even have a stop loss. It's really, really robust, and it can be, mode 1 could be used on almost any broker in the world, no matter how bad the trading conditions are. It's built basically for dealing with bad brokers. Where mode 2 could be, will take losses if you have a broker. It probably wouldn't be worth considering running mode 2 if your broker's average spread is over 4 pips. I wouldn't do it. I would just run mode 1. And as you can see, there's periods that, I mean, the balance, it really never takes a balance hit. I mean, you'll have periods of drawdown, but it always seems to recover. And if, for example, you did have a stop loss in mode 2, what it would look like is just a 20% dip, and then it would just keep traveling forward. And like I said, mode 1 is very, very durable. So what I do with the brokers that I use is I run mode 1 and mode 2 in tandem. So I have them both running. Mode 1, I just kind of let it do its thing. Mode 2, I'm all the time reading about the news, finding out, hey, you know, there's some OPEC meeting that's going to affect the Canadian dollar quite a bit. I should probably avoid mode 2 today, or you know, you just want to keep up with what's going on with the news cycles to make sure that you're going to put mode 2 in a position to where it's going to have a good outcome. And if you do that, the systems running together will make excellent profits for you. So, okay, this just finished, 90% modeling quality. Obviously didn't make as much money as mode 2 did. Mode 2 made a lot more than twice as much, but of course there's compounding to be considered. 16.3% max drawdown, so you know, we relatively close to the 20% limit, but still a margin of safety. So anyways, guys, I hope this video was helpful. I do have a more extended version of this video that I'll put the link into the description. It's kind of fun, actually. In the other video, I try to blow up mode 1, and I think I pulled the spreads up to 25 pips in order to make it unprofitable. So with any trading system, if you have the spreads large enough, you'll destroy the profitability of it. So that's just a testament to mode's 1 robust nature. So anyways, guys, any questions, go ahead and reach out to us on the Telegram or at support@luckydragon.ai. Have a good one.